Well, good afternoon here. I'm talking to Ivan from Palm Springs, California. I'm Valerie Milano, the publisher and editor of the Hollywood Times. And I want to welcome our guest, and I'm going to let him introduce himself.
My name is Ivan Sen. I'm the writer and director of a new film, Limbo, starring Simon Baker. And I'm coming to you today all the way from Australia.
Yes, he is, all the way from Australia. And we're going to just dive right into a couple of questions about the film Limbo. So, was it all filmed in Australia?
Oh, yes, yes. It's a very Australian story. And the story has really come from experiences within my own personal family. And I guess the extraordinary landscape that we found down in South Australia was just too good to pass up. So yeah, it's very much an Australian story.
Well, since limbo, the definition is this in between place, the definition being, a place in hell. Is it correct for viewers to assume that the family is in limbo? I know that the hotel is called Limbo, um, but the family is in limbo until this case is solved. Is that why you named the film Limbo?
I mean, yeah, there's many layers to the naming of the film Limbo, but yeah, pretty much the family are in their own limbo since a crime fractured the family 20 years earlier. And but not only that, the main suspect of the film, he is also living in his own limbo as well. And the policeman who arrives in the town to review this cold case, he also has a sense of his own personal limbo. And so and this landscape seems to be stuck, frozen in time as well. So yeah, it just felt like the appropriate name.
Yes. And why is the film, why did you choose it to be in black and white? And what did this decision do for the storytelling?
The black and white does have a connection to this idea of limbo. This family who experienced this crime 20 years earlier, they are stuck in this type of limbo. And for me, they're kind of living in a memory. They're living in a past and can't move forward or backwards. And the black and white gives us this kind of feeling of the past and being stuck within this frame of the past. And I do think the lack of color, emotional color, I think that also allows us to focus more on the characters and the story. And as well as all of that, the location just lends itself to black and white aesthetically. There's a very strong tonal range there in the landscape.
And the film opens with a detective doing hard drugs. Was the goal for viewers to know that even the detective is stuck between good and evil?
Yeah, I mean, this film is about damaged people coming together and trying to find some kind of connection and possibly make movements out of this limbo state. And yeah, he's a former drug cop, and so he developed an addiction from that, and he's fighting with that as well as the alienation of his own family as well, which is similar to the family he's trying to work with.
Yeah. Um, you think that would have the detective, would have the investigation been a little different if the little girl would have been white instead of Aboriginal?
Yeah, I think this is a big part of the film as well, just to show the amount of weight that the justice system in Australia gives to Indigenous families when they are victims of crime. There's a very negative history in Australia between the justice system and Indigenous people, and that still has a lot of work to do. There's a lot of distance to cover there to overcome all of the problems of the past, which was basically born in blood, you know.
Yeah. And you said it was based on your family?
Yeah, we've personally, my family have experienced a violence, which is very similar to Indigenous people within America as well, and North America, um, exposed to violence, and we've had missing women, murdered women within our family, and the justice system have failed us, you know, on many levels, and this is, you know, very much a part of what this film is about.
I know that, there, I guess, is this film going to be on the circuit, on the festival circuit? I know that Simon Baker, the star of the film, is going to be in Los Angeles this Friday, I believe. Are you going to be doing any of the touring?
No, I think Simon's taking up all of that job for me. So thank goodness for that. But yeah, the film is, I think it's releasing next week in the States, theatrically. So yeah, he's over there for that.
Good. I know. So you don't have a desire to do all that traveling and
Oh, well, you know, I do it when I'm asked to do it. So, but if they
okay,
don't ask me, I don't go looking.
okay. Do you have anything that you're thinking about working on next?
Yeah, I have a few projects, a bit more, I guess, youth orientated, I think. Yeah, I'm interested in the horror genre, and looking at how you can build meaning into and depth into a genre like that, and aiming it at a young audience. Yeah, interested in that.
Good. Well, I am too, because I like horror. So you
Oh,
please make sure you keep us, the Hollywood Times, posted on all your whereabouts and how can we find you? Social media or anything that you're working on? How can we find you?
look, that's a bit difficult. I don't do the social thing, the socials, the Instagram things.
Okay.
Hopefully they can find me by going to the cinema and watching one of the films, hopefully.
There you go. All right. I like that better.
Yeah.
Well, we're the Hollywood Times dot today or Hollywood Times dot net. And so I look forward to continuing to keep up with you. And thank you
Great.
again
Thank
very
you.
much for your
Thanks.
time today and your work.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you again. All right.
Bye
Take
bye.
care. Bye bye.